Now at 9, new art exhibits have recently opened at Art Central in Carthage, Missouri, showcasing a range of exciting works. Plus,
the Cleora Public School District in Oklahoma is asking voters to approve a $6 million bond issue. I'm Samantha Walker, and coming up, I'll explain what they hope to do with the funds.
AAA is alerting Kansas drivers about upcoming wintry road conditions. I'm Melissa Alexis, and I spoke to a local driving instructor about tips to stay safe.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, some cold weather is on the horizon, which can impact road conditions. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Melissa Alexa spoke to a Pittsburgh driving instructor about what precautions you should take on the road.
If it's the ice on the road, it's a no-go.
John Barcelona is a Pittsburgh driving instructor, and with potentially icy conditions right around the corner, he wants people to be careful before they get behind the wheel.
When you come out from shopping or a ball game or whatever, they could have had the sleet come and you got your ice on your windows.
He says the reduced visibility from snow or ice can be a big hazard, and he reminds people to not rush the defrosting process.
Sometimes people come out and they throw hot water on their windshield. That's just an invite to crack windows. They'll run like crazy, they'll break, then you still can't see. Just turn your car, if your car's running, let the defrost do the work for you.
If you realize your car is stuck in the ice or snow.
A lot of people in the old days used to rock their cars back and forth, back and forth. Well, now you tear your transmissions out and you have a huge problem. Don't rock it. Everybody has a cell phone. Call and get help.
He says if the roads are icy, it's best to avoid driving if you can.
You just can't drive on it. You can't control it. Even big semis, you'll see them in the ditches. With snow, we say you drive slow. And what we mean by that, if the speed limit is, say, 40, we go half the speed. We go 20 to increase your, because it takes longer to stop.
And his advice to stay warm if your car were to break down.
We tell mom and dad put a love package in the trunk with sweats, shoes, and socks. Now, if they don't know it's there, they're going to give you a big hug when you come home.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
According to the Federal Highway Administration, 24% of weather-related crashes occur on snowy, icy, or slushy pavements. Speaking of cold weather, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be a chilly Friday, but of course, all eyes on the weekend, our first winter weather event that we have seen this season so far. Now, by far, most of the winter weather is going to stay north of the region, but we are going to get some. We have a winter storm warning in our northern counties, winter weather advisory once you get out across southeastern Kansas. Now, tonight's going to be fine. Clouds are going to increase. As we go through Saturday morning, we'll start to get a little bit of drizzle. There could be a short period of freezing drizzle, but most of this just drizzle for Saturday. Once we get into the evening hours, showers will start to pick up, even a few thunderstorms. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but look at our northern counties, some freezing rain. Then it's just periods of rain as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning. But as that colder air starts to filter in, we'll switch over to a quick band of snow across the region on Sunday. So we're going to be breaking this all down for you here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks. Well, if there are any closures due to inclement weather from the weekend into Monday, we'll have a list as they are submitted on our website and on our KOAM News app. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. And on our News app, you can scan and download the free News app for the phone from your phone's app store. You'll find closures for schools, government entities, and churches. Again, get the latest list at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Cleora Public School District is asking voters to approve a $6 million bond issue in an upcoming special election. The Oklahoma School District says it needs to expand as its student population has grown dramatically in the past decade. KOAM's Samantha Walker sat down with the school district's superintendent to learn how the funds would be used.
The Cleora Public School District is award-winning, being recognized as a Blue Ribbon School in 2023.
This place is different in lots of ways. That's so amazing.
But in the last 10 years, the number of students has grown significantly, by nearly 50% according to a growth study done by the district. As a result, class sizes have grown above the district goal, and the superintendent says they're running out of space for students, staff, and programs.
Kind of bursting at the seams, so to speak. Sometimes they're in the hallways, sometimes there are 2 or 3 groups in the library where there's 2 or 3 other things going on, and just wherever we can put them. So it's crucial that we get them the extra space that they need.
The district has worked with both a financial consulting firm and an architectural firm to propose a $6 million bond issue to voters. It's a no tax increase bond, so residents wouldn't have their taxes go up if the bond is passed. If approved, the bond issue would allow for a nearly 10,000 square foot expansion onto this current school building and would also cover renovations of the cafeteria and gymnasium in the current facility.
Then it'll have a wing off of that has 4 classrooms, intervention room, a bank of bathrooms, and then the bathrooms and 3 classrooms will also be a tornado shelter.
He says the district is focused on planning for the future as they expect the area to only continue to grow.
This area is growing, it's becoming an official town, businesses have moved in, and so with all of that, we've looked at that too. We have no reason to think that our growth is going to stop or slow down. So yes, we're looking towards the future and making sure we're ready for it.
Reporting in Delaware County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Voters will decide on the bond issue on January 14th. You can find a sample ballot and read the full proposition on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. A new art exhibit is hitting Art Central in Carthage. Mother-daughter pair Chastity Bryant and Mercedes Moon are the first mother-daughter duo to be hosted at Art Central. Their paintings include celebrities like Prince and John Lennon, to even floral paintings.
My advice to people who would like to do art or to expand their horizon in the art community is to practice, but also ask for advice from local artists. Everybody's willing to help everybody.
For those who want to see the exhibit, it's running from today until February 3rd. Coming up, a dry January.
Dry January is in full gear, but new research finds people still feel pressured to drink. I'm Chanley Painter. That and much more coming up.
Plus, local businesses put an emphasis on shopping locally in 2025. The new year can be a great time for a fresh start, and if you're looking for a way to detox and recover after the holidays, participating in Dry January may sound appealing, but even as a growing number of folks are taking part, a new study is shedding light on existing stigmas when people choose to give up alcohol. Fox News correspondent Chanley Painter takes a closer look.
Dry January is a challenge where people choose not to drink alcohol during the entire first month of the year.
The acceptability of low and no alcohol beverages is on the rise over the last 5 years.
But amidst their growing popularity, there's still some hesitancy surrounding these types of drinks. That's according to new research from Heineken and University of Oxford professor Charles Spence.
Many people still report being called out or judged on their decision to choose a non-alcoholic beverage.
After surveying roughly 12,000 adults across the U.S., UK, Spain, Japan, and Brazil, researchers found members of Gen Z that are over the legal drinking age, especially young men, are a main group feeling pressured about alcohol consumption.
They still feel a need to justify their choice of a low or no alcohol beverage, particularly when they're in social situations.
If you say, oh, I'm not drinking, so why not? Like, what's up?
But some herd mentality could help, with the study finding 38% of men in this group said they would be willing to try non-alcoholic drinks if their friends did so too.
If they can have a social time and just be just as fun, sober, then why the need for drinking?
Meanwhile, with roughly 25% of study participants identifying people who don't drink as respectable, it could be a sign more people may feel confident choosing these drinks in the near future.
3-4 years ago, you probably would have tried to hide the fact. Now you just order a non-alcoholic and crack on.
Still, experts say about 51% of people who said they wouldn't drink wound up consuming alcohol, mostly because of peer pressure. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
Well, if you're allergic to nuts, it may be a good idea to stay away from alcohol. A new study finds drinking alcohol could make nut allergies even deadlier. The findings raise particular concerns about nut-flavored alcoholic beverages, which might expose unsuspecting consumers to trace amounts of allergens, and then warn even artificial flavors could pose a risk. The Department of Health and Human Services announced it will invest more than $300 million to help monitor bird flu and prepare for potential scenarios. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention still considers the risk to the general public to be low, but the Biden administration emphasized the importance of continued collaboration among stakeholders to protect human and animal health and food safety. The funding will go toward education and treatment for emerging special pathogens, increased testing and monitoring of exposure, and research into possible medical countermeasures. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, a dinosaur footprint blows experts' minds. And a monkey in a onesie headlines a DUI stop. Coming up on today's Take a Look at This.
Well, it turned out to be a nice but chilly Friday for us today, but right where we should be for this time of the year. Let's go outside. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking at downtown Joplin. Dry now, but that's going to be changing as we head into the weekend. We still have pretty much clear skies, but here's our next storm system building the western third of the country, and this is going to start to push in really starting tomorrow, but the bulk of the moisture is going to be moving in Saturday night and into Sunday. Let's go ahead and step through time. Clouds increase tonight, dry start to the day. Here's 6:30 in the morning. Drizzle picks up during the morning hours. Now, notice the temperatures. Some of us could pick up a little bit of freezing drizzle, but most of us drizzle. So here's the afternoon, still drizzle, most of us just above freezing, which is good. Then we start to get into light showers Saturday evening, and then some thunderstorms tomorrow night. Nothing strong. We're sitting upper 30s to lower 40s. Just too cold to get anything strong. But our northern counties hanging out right around 32. So we're talking Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton. Those areas are going to be the areas that could pick up freezing rain tomorrow night. Here's Sunday morning, showers, thunderstorms still for most of us. 75% of this storm system is going to be rain. 25% will be wintry weather. Here's 9 a.m. on Sunday. Notice that freezing line sneaking a little bit farther south. Right when it gets here, we get a dry punch of air, meaning the moisture cuts off. Now we are going to have some drizzle, and it could be freezing drizzle, so we need to watch that. Now temperatures quickly drop Sunday afternoon. We get a quick band of snow, 2 to 3, 4 hours or so, and it's going to be light, but with temperatures dropping into the teens, whatever does fall will stick to the ground. All right, let's talk ice first. Mainly Kansas and also Missouri, just a glaze of ice, but some heavier amounts, Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, about 1/4 of an inch, which can cause some issues. How much snow could we get? I think most of us in the white here, under 2 inches. A little bit more, Yates Center, Iola. Let's go Joplin north 1 to 2, Joplin south 1 inch or less. Yes, this could vary a little bit north or south as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. Weather impacts, so snow, whatever snow we do get will stick on the road. So we're going to say a moderate impact of ice, high impact of cold because the temperatures are really going to drop. Also the winds are going to be strong. So northern counties that get a little bit of ice, that could bring down some tree branches. All right, snow-o-meter, road impacts. Yes, it's not going to be real bad, but yeah, we're going to have some snow on the ground. All right, so behind this system, the cold air sticks around, so that means any snow will stick around. Only lower 20s on Monday, and then look at this. By Tuesday morning, we're going to be dropping 10, maybe 8 degrees. Plus on Monday morning, wind chill factors way down there, 0 to about -10 degrees. So this is a big switch compared to what we have seen. 39 Saturday, 46 in the morning Sunday, and then drop. We'll do an alert day due to the wintry weather. And then high temps only in the 20s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Anthony?
All right, Doug, thanks. Coming up, more political violence in South Korea.
More political violence in South Korea as police try to arrest the president. I'm Greg Palcott in London. That's my story coming up.
The Bureau of Census says the city of Pittsburgh is the anchor for economic growth in the region, which is probably why people drive from all over town to work there. But to keep that momentum going, you must shop locally. KOAM's Lonnie Walton spoke with a business owner about why they like working in Pittsburgh.
My father got sick. He passed away when I was 8 from cardiomyopathy, and my mom had to take care of me and her.
Sophia Strand is a potential owner of Doggy Style Grooming in Pittsburgh. She will be taking over for her mother, who fought to build this brand.
She got her butt to a master groomer and learned and paid for my father's medication.
Business owner of Sunny Day Ceramics says she couldn't imagine doing anything else, and she wants the community to help support her, but she also wants to support them too. Meet Sylvia Grother, a business owner specializing in ceramic design.
Of really amazing things that you can do with it, but I think it also really teaches people like grief and loss and sadness.
Both of these ladies are just a small portion of business owners in Pittsburgh. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, local businesses are doing well, with a total of $4.4 billion in sales in 2023. President of Pittsburgh's Area Chamber of Commerce, Blake Benson, says in order to keep these stats high, you must continue to shop local.
When you spend it online with a company that is outside of the area, none of that money stays here.
And not only that, the money just doesn't help small businesses, it helps you.
Local city and county municipalities, that's the revenue that they need to take care of your streets, to provide emergency services like police and fire protection.
Lynn says her business may be small, but it makes a big difference.
Mainly focus on what we do for our community.
And for those larger businesses,
corporations have enough money.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Benson goes on to say that about 70% of every dollar spent stays in your community. From a stunning Jurassic discovery in the UK to next level monkey business in California, these wild stories coming up. An incredible dinosaur footprint found in the UK is being called the most significant of the century. Find out why as Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at a dinosaur discovery in the UK that experts are calling mind-blowing. Roughly 200 dinosaur footprints comprising multiple walking trackways have been uncovered in a quarry after a worker stumbled on the initial discovery while excavating in 2023. Since then, experts with the Oxford University Museum of Natural History and the University of Birmingham have been working to preserve and protect the Jurassic-era footprint find, which they say is the region's most significant of the century.
What we uncovered was just incredible. The footprints at the site are from at least 2 different types of dinosaur. A huge herbivorous dinosaur called a sauropod. Those footprints are the largest ones. The other type of track was made by a carnivorous dinosaur called Megalosaurus. And so they have the really distinctive 3-toed footprints. And they're massive. These footprints we're talking about are 100 million years older than Tyrannosaurus rex, which is mind-blowing.
Oxford will make the fascinating research available to the public in a future exhibition, and details of the dig will soon headline an upcoming BBC TV documentary. In case you missed it, another evolutionary discovery was made, this one on a California roadway, where after highway patrol officers pulled over this Rolls-Royce for speeding, they say they discovered an allegedly impaired driver, large amounts of marijuana, and a tiny spider monkey in a onesie. Officials took possession of the pint-sized pretty and pink primate and took it to the Oakland Zoo. The driver was arrested for suspicion of DUI, drug charges, and possession of an exotic animal in what the CHP called some next-level monkey business. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
No monkeying around, that's for sure. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, Mike Johnson wins re-election as House Speaker, but not without some drama on the floor. How he secured the votes just in time. Plus, tensions boil over in South Korea as clashes erupt over President Yoon's impeachment. A high-stakes standoff and what's next in this political crisis coming up.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Tense moments on the floor of the House of Representatives as Mike Johnson attempted to hold on to his speakership for the incoming Congress. Johnson managed to flip 2 key votes to win in the round of voting. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the latest from New York.
The Honorable Mike Johnson of the state of Louisiana has received 218.
High drama on the House floor as Speaker Mike Johnson won re-election. At first, 3 Republicans voted for someone else, throwing the process into chaos once again. Johnson had this to say.
What we're proposing now is just simply, as President Trump likes to say, a return to common sense. And he's exactly right. That message resonated across the country.
With 434 members-elect present in the chamber, Johnson needed 218 votes. At first, he fell short at 216. Ralph Norman, Thomas Massie, and Keith Self were the 3 Republican detractors. But Speaker Johnson pulled Norman and Self aside and convinced them to change their votes before the gavel. Some have been unhappy with how Johnson handled recent spending bills.
They expect us to act as adults, and it's time for everyone to put their big boy pants on and get to work.
President-elect Trump endorsed Mike Johnson and made calls to other Republicans who seem to be on the fence. A speaker vote had not gone to a second round for 100 years until Speaker Kevin McCarthy took 15 rounds to get elected. It also took several rounds after McCarthy was ousted to select Mike Johnson for the first time.
A New York judge upheld President-elect Donald Trump's conviction Friday. Trump asked the court to throw out the jury's verdict after he was reelected. Judge Juan Merchan rejected that on Friday and set a sentencing hearing for January 10th. He gave Trump the option to appear in person or virtually. Trump's lawyers had previously indicated they would appeal any effort to sentence him prior to Inauguration Day. That is set for January 20th. In May, a jury found Trump guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. Well, police tried and failed to arrest the president of South Korea on Friday as the political and military crisis escalates. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has more from London.
The ongoing political standoff in South Korea turned physical on Friday, leading to fears of a possible civil war. President Yoon Suk-yeol is facing impeachment following his declaration of martial law last month. And on Friday morning, some 80 police officers and investigators entered the presidential compound to place him under arrest. But they were met with a human wall of more than 200 soldiers and members of the president's security detail. There were clashes, and police left without detaining the president. On the streets of Seoul, protesters from both sides are making their voices heard.
The country is in a state of civil war and anarchy. President Yoon needs to return so he can normalize the country.
The president needs to be criminally punished so he won't be allowed to do anything. He needs to be impeached as soon as possible.
But others say they just want to return to stability after weeks of uncertainty clouded the holiday season.
While it's a season to celebrate, I feel really pessimistic that this situation has been going on since the end of last year.
Meanwhile, South Korea's Constitutional Court is gearing up for President Yoon's impeachment trial. A procedural hearing was held Friday to finalize the trial schedule and witness lists. And the judges say politics won't play a role in the courtroom.
I will judge independently, only by the Constitution and law, without bias, according to my conscience.
Yoon supporters are now drawing parallels with President-elect Trump, some even carrying signs that say, "Stop the steal." In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Doug is next with another look at your forecast, and coming up, an investigation on a deadly attack.
We're learning more about the suspect behind the deadly attack on Bourbon Street. I'm Caroline Elliott in New Orleans. I'll have the latest details on the investigation coming up.
Well, it turned out to be a nice but chilly Friday for us today, but right where we should be for this time of the year. Let's go outside. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking at downtown Joplin. Dry now, but that's going to be changing as we head into the weekend. We still have pretty much clear skies, but here's our next storm system building the western third of the country, and this is going to start to push in really starting tomorrow, but the bulk of the moisture is going to be moving in Saturday night and into Sunday. Let's go ahead and step through time. Clouds increase tonight, dry start to the day. Here's 6:30 in the morning. Drizzle picks up during the morning hours. Now, notice the temperatures. Some of us could pick up a little bit of freezing drizzle, but most of us drizzle. So here's the afternoon, still drizzle, most of us just above freezing, which is good. Then we start to get into light showers Saturday evening, and then some thunderstorms tomorrow night. Nothing strong. We're sitting upper 30s to lower 40s, just too cold to get anything strong. But our northern counties hanging out right around 32. So we're talking Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton. Those areas are going to be the areas that could pick up freezing rain tomorrow night. Here's Sunday morning, showers, thunderstorms still for most of us. 75% of this storm system is going to be rain. 25% will be wintry weather. Here's 9 a.m. on Sunday. Notice that freezing line sneaking a little bit farther south. Right when it gets here, we get a dry punch of air, meaning the moisture cuts off. Now we are going to have some drizzle, and it could be freezing drizzle, so we need to watch that. Now temperatures quickly drop Sunday afternoon. We get a quick band of snow, 2 to 3, 4 hours or so, and it's going to be light, but with temperatures dropping into the teens, whatever does fall will stick to the ground. All right, let's talk ice first. Mainly Kansas and also Missouri, just a glaze of ice, but some heavier amounts, Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, about 1/4 of an inch, which can cause some issues. How much snow could we get? I think most of us in the white here, under 2 inches. A little bit more, Yates Center, Iola. Let's go Joplin north 1 to 2, Joplin south 1 inch or less. Yes, this could vary a little bit north or south as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. Weather impacts, so snow, whatever snow we do get will stick on the road. So we're going to say a moderate impact of ice, high impact of cold because the temperatures are really going to drop. Also the winds are going to be strong. So northern counties that get a little bit of ice, that could bring down some tree branches. All right, snow-o-meter, road impacts. Yes, it's not going to be real bad, but yeah, we're going to have some snow on the ground. All right, so behind this system, the cold air sticks around, so that means any snow will stick around. Only lower 20s on Monday. And then look at this. By Tuesday morning, we're going to be dropping 10, maybe 8 degrees. Plus on Monday morning, wind chill factors way down there, 0 to about -10 degrees. So this is a big switch compared to what we have seen. 39 Saturday, 46 in the morning Sunday, and then drop. We'll do an alert day due to the wintry weather. And then high temps only in the 20s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Anthony?
Coming up in sports, Pittsburgh High School basketball travels across state lines to face Webb City. John Dales has all the action between the Purple Dragons and the Cardinals and more up next.
High school basketball season is more than a month old here in the 4 states, and teams are starting to figure out their identity as we begin the new year. Webb City takes on the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons tonight. It's a cross-state matchup between the two teams, and the Lady Cardinals come out of the gates hot. Whitley Keith trains at 3 from the corner early on. Not too long later, Abby Sargent knocks down a 3 from the top of the key. Webb City starts out with a 20-0 lead, but Pittsburgh hangs around. Nice inbounds play here. Odessa Reed picks up 2 points. Then in transition, Alyssa Hotsey makes this really tough layup. Dragons are back in business, but Pittsburgh just had trouble slowing down Kira Long. Here she is. It's Long shooting from the corner, and she makes it look easy. A few possessions later, Long with a heat check, and she drains it. Big night for Kara Long. She has 27 points. Webb City beats Pittsburgh 69-36. Over to the boys' game. Webb City taking on Pittsburgh, the only meeting of the season between these two teams, and Pittsburgh gets off to a good start. Nate Mitchell knocks down a three-pointer to start the game, but Webb City responds quickly with a three of its own. Dalton Riggs hits this one from the top of the key in the very next possession. Holton Keith gets a steal and finishes the layup on the other end. That gives Webb City the lead. Pittsburgh starts off offensively a little bit slow, but the Purple Dragons settle down in the second quarter. Here's Caden Navaratnam, who knocks down a three ball from the corner. Webb City leads Pittsburgh by 8 at halftime. In the second half, Cardinals start to go on a run. Holton Keith underneath gets the easy two. Then Eli Pace drains a three-pointer. He had 23 on the night. We go to the fourth quarter. Keith with another layup. He leads the Cardinals in scoring with 25 points. Webb City beats Pittsburgh 74-52. Well, this Sunday, the Chiefs had their final tune-up before the playoffs as they head on the road to face the Broncos and have several starters taking the opportunity to rest. More on that in the final Minute with Mitch of the regular season.
Now that the Chiefs have captured the bye in the home field in the playoffs, there's nothing to worry about in this Week 18 game at Denver. Or is there? Think about it. Chiefs offensive stars that include Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Pacheco, and Kareem Hunt, none of those guys play special teams. That means the ranks of the four-core special teams guys are very thin. Some defensive regulars must play special teams, most notably linebacker Leo Chanel, who's been a stud on base defense and is tied for the lead on special teams tackles with 7. That thin line of special teams guys may also be asked to play most of the regular plays this week. They could play up to 100 snaps against the Broncos. So keeping that special group of guys productive and healthy for the playoffs is key this week on This Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
That game's on Sunday. It's kind of weird to see the Chiefs be more than a touchdown underdog with a 15-1 record.
Sure.
But yeah, they're resting all their starters, and this game means a lot to the Broncos. Obviously,
Absolutely.
They need a win and some help to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, so we'll have to see because there's 3-4 teams that are looking to secure that final playoff
Coming
spot.
down to the wire for, those fringe playoff teams.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Back with more after this. Investigators are discovering more about the man behind the deadly terror attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day, which left at least 14 dead and dozens of others wounded. Fox News multimedia reporter Caroline Elliott has more.
The FBI says the suspect behind the deadly New Orleans attack acted alone and pledged his support for ISIS on social media. Investigators are combing through hours of surveillance video and more than 400 tips as they search for motive in that deadly New Year's attack along Bourbon Street. The suspect's half-brother telling Fox News he blames radicalization, saying he did not see any signs ahead of time.
Maybe someone got a hold to him in his time of discovery and in his time of him trying to seek out what his purpose was.
Authorities say they recovered bomb-making materials inside the suspect's Houston home, and the FBI is currently reviewing social media videos that suggest the U.S. Army veteran originally intended to harm his family.
It's chilling. It's shocking. It's heartbreaking.
New Orleans officials now facing questions about security gaps. We will warn you. This disturbing surveillance video shows the suspect steering around a police blockade before plowing a pickup truck into the crowd. More than a dozen people were killed, including Barton Besh, also known as Tiger, a former college football player.
He really just took advantage of every opportunity he was in and enjoyed life to the fullest. He enjoyed people to the fullest.
And memorials like this one are now popping up across New Orleans as the city begins to focus on recovery. In New Orleans, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Big names take the stage at the Golden Globes. Noah Centineo returns to action, and Meghan Markle shares lifestyle secrets in her new show. That's Buzzin' in Hollywood, coming up. Meghan Markle shares a first look at her new Netflix series, and the Golden Globes reveals the star-studded lineup of presenters. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has those stories and more in the Hollywood Nation.
I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary.
Markle offers lifestyle tips, Centineo heads to South Korea, and celebs get ready to celebrate in the Hollywood Nation. The Golden Globe Awards have revealed the A-list presenters taking the stage during Sunday's ceremony. The star-studded lineup includes Demi Moore, Catherine O'Hara, Michael Keaton, Andrew Garfield, and Dwayne Johnson. Comedian-actress Nikki Glaser makes history as the first woman to host the award show solo. The celebration airs live on CBS and streams on Paramount+.
Mr. Hendricks, you seem to always need to be the hero.
Noah Centineo is back in action in today's first looks. Netflix released the trailer for The Recruit Season 2. It follows Centineo's character, CIA lawyer Owen Hendricks, getting caught up in a life-threatening espionage situation in South Korea, only to realize that the bigger threat may be coming from inside the agency. The show returns January 30th.
I'm going to share some little tips and tricks.
Meghan Markle is sharing more of her personal life through her new Netflix show With Love, Meghan. The lifestyle series features the Duchess of Sussex offering tips and tricks on cooking, gardening, arranging flowers, and beekeeping alongside new and old friends. Prince Harry also makes an appearance. It premieres January 15th.
Look at what we made!
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great evening.